What's going on, everybody? Now, before you look at me and ask, Anon, what could a manga called Oyasumi Punpun be about, and why should I read it? Well, buckle the fuck up, because I'm about to tell you. The manga follows the story of a boy named Onodera Punpun, who is depicted in the form of a bird. Even though everyone else sees him as a normal person, you, the reader, do not. It follows him growing up and dealing with abuse, depression, loss, and ultimately finding himself as a young adult. It takes place within 4 stages of the main character's life: him in elementary school, middle, high, and then ultimately his early 20s. I read this manga when I was about 21 years old, and I remember the first time I finished it, there was this unexplainable feeling. Something akin to a painter witnessing the Mona Lisa for the first time, or a filmmaker marveling at a Scorsese picture. I found myself overwhelmed with different emotions. Happiness at the ending, sadness at the cost and sacrifice to get to this point, and understanding. A deep understanding that what I had just read had changed my perception on manga forever. To get there, I have to break down why I feel, in my opinion, this manga is so fantastic, and those points are characters, dialogue, tone and expression, and finally, resolution. First, the characters in Oyasumi Punpun are so well developed and so thought out through and through. You have to pay attention to every part of the story to understand their interactions with each other, or you might miss it. Examples being Sachi and her relationship with Seki during both of their childhoods. They work because they have their own lives, their own motivations, interests, loves, etc., etc. And when they do interact with the main character, they seem like much more than just a plot device set to move the plot forward, and I can't speculate on the characters without bringing up, in my opinion, the most shining one, and that is absolutely Sachi. She's a young woman that Punpun meets in his adult life, and she's an aspiring manga artist who grows to be one of his closest friends, amongst other things. She's rude, blunt, and brutal, but underneath her tough shell, she has a caring heart. And she goes through some of the most incredible and well thought out character development in the last arc that ultimately helps bring the story to a wonderful close. But she isn't the only one. All the characters are important to Punpun in the story in some way or another. Whether it be subtle or gigantic, from Punpun's childhood friends, Seki, Shimizu, and Aiko, to his relationship with his parents and how it shapes him to be an adult. Everyone here is so believable because they're easy to connect to and very easily understood. The next reason is dialogue. This manga does not pull punches. It is very dialogue heavy, but all of it has a place. Not every conversation moves the story forward, and some of it is just character progression or even mindless banter, but it all serves a purpose. Due to the fact that it feels honest and each character has a specific way of speaking, down to even their subtle nuances. These are characters with dialogue that gives them a lived-in feel. And as for the story overall, the dialogue helps establish the next reason so well. So well. And that reason is tone and theme. Punpun is not your lighthearted high school manga. This story is dark, but not fantasy dark like Berserk. It's a darkness we all can relate to. It's a darkness rooted in reality. The depression that comes during everyday life that you just can't shake, even if you have no reason to be depressed. The meaning and purpose we all long for. The destructive, abusive relationship some of us may have with our parents or close relationships. It weighs on your soul. It's downright depressing at some points, but that's what makes it beautiful in its own right. Like the burned shadow of a mother holding her child being all that's left after an atomic bomb strike. It's beautifully disturbing, but I couldn't stop reading the themes of loneliness, betrayal, companionship, despair, disgust, and ultimately resolution. Each theme weaves itself into the story so artfully due to the previous points of character and narrative that make this manga so unforgettable. And finally, the resolution. What would a good story be without a good ending? This is what pulls this entire piece together. Much like the controversial Last of Us ending, there is no cliche finale where you exhale and everything is okay when the smoke clears. Upon my last page turn, I felt as though this is life. This is how it is, and that's okay. If it's good or if it's bad, it will still continue to go on. A feeling I felt was fitting to end such a heavy read. I can't stress this enough. Oyasumi Punpun does not hold your hand. It is not for everyone. It may take multiple reads to soak it all in, but I can without a doubt say this is, in my opinion, one of the best manga ever created. A standard for storytelling. Please do yourself a favor. Make a drink, have a seat, and read Oyasumi Punpun. And if you liked the video, please hit that like button. I'm going to be doing more of these manga reviews, and let me know in the comments what you want me to read next. I only review completed series, so everything on here you will be able to go, read, purchase, and finish at your own leisure. It's Anon. Stay enlightened, everybody.